All praise and glory to the Most High. Hey, hey. Baraka. Baraka Hashem Iyawa. Yad hey wah hey hey yad hey. What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to do a little quick recap video. Just to let everybody know I'm still here. I've been studying secure party creditor process, trust law, how to operate privately, seeking remedy in this commercial commerce environment that we have been deceptively been a part of. And so I just been studying myself, and getting to the point where I'm ready to share the information that I have come across. So I just want to do a little quick recap video just to let everybody know I'm still here. I want to also thank Brother Lex Will and my sister down in Maryland, Tahila Brown Fox, and sister in Houston, Texas, the Oracle. Thank you for the hospitality. I've been making my rounds, visiting different Aboriginals that are in the struggle as well. And then I just want to say thank you for inviting me into your homes and showing me that hospitality. I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, I hope everyone is doing well on their journey as far as, trying to figure these things out. And, everybody that's bringing light to this truth. All right. So I just want to start off with, it's going to be real quick. I'm not going to make this long. Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verse 68. Okay. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again, Egypt, bondage. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt, the land of bondage, again with ships. Okay. Thanks to Brother Education Center, aka Let Us Find the Truth, and other people like Taj Tariq Bey. They have taught us what should we do. We should look up the etymology of words. All right. Now, I will bring you into Egypt, bondage, by way of ships. What's the etymology of ship? To send or transport merchandise, people by ship, to board a ship, to travel by ship. Sail, set sail, also figurative from ship, noun, Old English. Scipion is attested only in the sense. All right. Ship, noun, that was a verb. Ship, noun, Old English. Ship, boat, from Proto-Germanic, skipem, source also of Old Norse, Old Saxon, Old Frisian, Gothic. Passing the Night is from Longfellow's poem Elizabeth and Tales of Wayside. Ship, word forming element, meaning quality, condition, act, power, skill, office, position, relation between. Middle English, ship from Old English, ship, Angelian, state, condition of being. This is the ship we want to deal with right here. Because a lot of you are looking for physical vessels that don't exist. And the reason why you can't find them is because you haven't looked in the mirror and understood that you're the ship. You're the slave ship. All right? So let's go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt, bondage, again, with ships, the relationship of slavery, by way whereof I spoke unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. The birth certificate is the bond that you've been labeled chattel property with. So you have been placed in the land of bondage, Egypt, by way of relationship of slavery, where you have been sold on the stock market as bondmen and bondwomen. Birth certificate. All right. Now, let's see. I can't believe it just did that. Oh, let me do this. Fair use. Fair use. Educational purposes only. All right. So we got the birth certificate. You have been brought into the land of bondage by way of relationship of slavery, ship, and you have become bondmen, bondwomen via the Birth Certificate Act. 1933. Let's see. Come up. There we go. Bankruptcy of America, 1933. All right. Let's see. I want to read this. All right. So the Birth Certificate Act was included in this House Joint Resolution. All right. Let me read this. All sovereign American citizens residing within the Republic of the States suddenly and falsely were expatriated from their sovereign American status without their knowledge or consent, and their labor, souls, children, property, sweat, equity, and credit became the financial collateral for the public debt, which had been converted into a public trust, which had been scripted after the ancient Roman trust. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing because that's for you to do. I will make sure it's in the description. Leave the link in the description box. All right, so you can read it for yourself. Now, so when you hear this story about them going into the hospital room after your mother gave birth to you while she was under stress and duress, after giving birth to you, they came to her and asked her to sign paperwork, which she didn't read. She signed it and gave you over as chattel property. Okay? They used deceptive practices to do it. Again, I'm not knocking the women or jumping on the women or anything like that, sisters. But they used deceptive practices to do this. Also, again, your mother was under stress and duress. She wasn't thinking about nothing other than caring for you. And they picked a hell of a time to ask her to sign paperwork. However, this paperwork is what enslaved you. Okay? All right? So, we're going to move on to now. First, let me cover Dred Scott decision. All right. I didn't pull that up. And I should have. But I want to show you a video. All right. So the reason why I'm bringing up the Dred Scott decision is because the justice at the time, I believe his name is Justice Taney, the infamous quote, fair use. No white person shall respect the rights of a black person. No commercially white person, remember we're in a commercial environment, commercial commerce, when contract law, international law is being used every day around us and we don't know it. Whether you like it or not, you're in a commercial commerce environment. So a commercially white person does not have to respect the rights of a black person. So another way you could look at that is that white is first class, black is second class. Even though both put you under the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation. And let me just do this real quick for those of you. The United States is a country. The United States is not a country. Let's see. Let's see. 2002, 15. Scroll down to section 15. United States, a federal corporation. Okay? Those of you need to find that. '28 U.S. Code 3002, Section 15, Part A. United States is a federal corporation. All right? It's not a country. The individual states you live in are the countries. Illinois is a country. Texas is a country. Michigan is a country. Georgia is a country, so on and so forth. Those are countries. United States is a corporation. All right. So, where was I? Now, again, back to that Dred Scott decision. No commercially white person has to respect the rights of a commercially black person. Now, remember, you as a melanated person can carry this commercial status of white. However, you must remember that it puts you under the jurisdiction of the corporation. Just remember that. For those of you who are seeking to change your status to reflect that you are commercially white. All right, just keep that in mind. It puts you under their jurisdiction. All right. So now I want to go and show you this video. The reason why I want to show you this video so you can hear a law professional tell you himself what it is when a white officer shoots an unarmed black man, melanated person, and they can get away with it. So you can hear it for yourself so you don't think I'm making this up. See, we've heard these things throughout our lives. You just didn't realize, or we just didn't realize what it meant because we're ignorant of the law. And this is why I'm always pushing, you must study the law. They use the law to enslave you. You must use the law to free yourself. I'm going to give you an example. And I'm speaking from experience. When you get incarcerated in the county jail, and if you have the misfortune of being convicted and go to the penitentiary, you have access to a law library in the county jail. And when you're convicted and you have to go to the penitentiary, you have access to a law library. The reason why you have access to a law library because there lies your remedy. Okay? When you're in the county jail, you have remedy. It's downstairs in the law library. Okay? All right? They'll tell you ignorance of the law is no excuse. Well, it's not. Okay? It's not an excuse. Because while you upstairs playing cards, killing each other over commissary and bologna sandwiches and steak Kool-Aid and state television, You should be downstairs studying thyself approved, reading the law to free yourself. All right. A lot of you are familiar with the PDF, One Man Out, Aaron Wayne Coates. Okay. This brother studied his self-approved. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is the forefather of the secure party creditor process. If I'm wrong about that, I stand corrected. Aaron Wayne Coates. This brother went down to the law library, studied himself approved, and freed himself from under the jurisdiction of the corporation. All right. One Man Out, Aaron Wayne Coates. Look it up. Matter of fact, let's see if I can pull it up real quick. One Man Out PDF. All right. All right. I'm not gonna waste any time. I have the PDF. Normally, it pulled up with no problem before. Here it comes on it. So you know it's there. You should be able to look this up for yourself. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, Slowpoke. Come on. All right, there we go. I apologize. I should have had it pulled up. All right, One Man Out. So this is a PDF book, and it basically compiles all the information he put together to free himself from the corporation. All right. Okay. All right. So those are all the documents he used. So feel free. I'll make sure I put that link in the description as well. Feel free to go through it and check it out for yourself, so you don't think I'm making this up. All right. So anyways, so your remedies are in the law. Okay. So these people, again, and this is not towards anybody in particular. People that are telling you you don't have to do anything, you don't have to correct your status, you don't have to undo these or rescind these contracts that you have signed and put yourself into slavery. You should kick them in their fucking face because they're lying to you. All right. Somebody tell you you don't have to do any paperwork, you don't have to rescind your contracts and so on and so forth. Kick them in their fucking face. Kick them dead in the fucking face and tell them to get the fuck away from you because they don't mean you any good. All right. Now, again, excuse me. Normally I don't do things or say things like that, but you know, that's how I'm feeling right now. So anyways, all right. So again, Dred Scott decision in full effect. Commercially white person does not have to respect the rights of a commercially black person. Now, let me show you this video real quick. All right. Now, this is a Tulsa police officer who killed an unarmed black man. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go deep into this video.
agreed to seal the record for a former Tulsa police officer acquitted of manslaughter. Betty Shelby shot and killed Terrence Crutcher when he didn't follow her commands back in September of last year. We told you in May a jury found her not guilty. Fox 23's Preston Jones talked with the DA and a legal expert about what the expungement means.
It's a fairly black and white issue with regard to the law.
Did you hear that? A black and white issue in regards to the law. Now, we've all heard these things throughout our lifetime. You just didn't know what they mean. Now that you understand that, or you should understand that, per that Dred Scott decision, a white person does not have to respect the rights of a black person. A commercially white person does not have to respect the rights of a commercially black person. So let me play that again for you, so you know I'm not making this up.
In May, a jury found her not guilty. Fox 23's Preston Jones talked with the DA and a legal expert about what the expungement means.
It's a fairly black and white issue with regard to the law.
Signed, sealed, and now expunged. District
means.
It's a fairly black and white issue with regard to the law.
Signed, sealed, and now expunged. District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler says since Betty Shelby was acquitted of manslaughter, he has no problem with the Judge LaFortune's decision to seal Shelby's record regarding the case.
When an accusation is made, an individual that has been exonerated, they ought to have their record cleaned. I don't want that for any particular individual. I mean, we have to respect the process that our court system has been set up for.
Neither Shelby.
Last year,
the court
we
system
told you
has
in May
been
a
set
jury
up.
found her not guilty. Fox 23's Preston Jones talked with the DA and a legal expert about what the expungement means.
It's a fairly black and white issue with regard to the law.
Right. So again, once you understand white status, black status in this commercial environment, okay, in the United States corporation that you are chattel property to, you have no rights under the law. Black has no standing at law. Every time you hear one of these stories about a white police officer, a commercially white Caucasian, killing a commercially black melanated person, this is why they can get away with it. Okay? That DA just told you it is a matter of black and white in law. All right? All right?
Sealed and now expunged.
The expungement means.
It's a fairly black and white issue with regard to the law.
Signed, sealed, and now expunged. District.
All right. So, you must study thyself approved. It is the law that they use to enslave you. You must use the law to seek your remedies. Okay? Again, this information is for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay? Everybody else that, sitting up here claiming that you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, keep on keeping on, keep on, stay black, stay proud. Let us know how it works out for you, because it's not. It hasn't worked out for you this far. It ain't going to work out for you in the future. As a matter of fact, it's going to get worse. All right? Study thyself approved, people. They are using the Christian black codes against you, and you have no idea. Okay? All right? Because you give them jurisdiction over you by being black. Black has no standing at law. All right? Christian black codes. The Christian black codes of 1724. All right? The Christian black codes of 1724 were initiated during Reconstruction after the Civil War to control blacks, after they were emancipated. All right? Now, let's look at the word emancipated real quick. Free from legal, social, or political restrictions. Liberated. Okay? Free from legal, social, or political restrictions. Liberated. Emancipated.
Emancipated.
All right? The Christian Black Codes of 1724 were initiated during Reconstruction after the Civil War to control blacks after they were emancipated. Passed by the southern states instead of giving blacks the same rights as white people, right? Because you wanted to be in the United States corporation, which they told you you should have never been a part of. Okay, through the Dred Scott decision. At some point in time, this is for me as well as all my listeners and anybody else who's melanated. We need to sit down and read that whole Dred Scott decision. Not just the quote. Read the whole decision, because I guarantee you in that you're going to find out some information that's going to help shed light on, who you really are as the Aboriginal on this land. All right. So, the Christian Black Codes of 1724, for starting over again, were initiated during Reconstruction after the Civil War to control blacks after they were emancipated. Passed by southern states instead of giving blacks the same rights as commercial white people, the codes limited the blacks' freedom severely. They include that blacks had to be in service of a white person, that they could not have congregations together, that they could not speak out, and that they could not have weapons. They also included that blacks could not go out without a white supervisor. Thus, blacks had to take on the religions and holidays and gods of their white superiors, Christianity. These same black codes were said to have been made null and void with the ratification of the 13th Amendment in 1865. Although many southern states adopted black codes to keep former slaves from voting and imposed other restrictions, the 14th and 15th Amendments were to supposedly had eliminated these codes. But as you read them down below and study the law of the land in conjunction with religion and politics, you'll discover that these codes have been modernized in disguise, and many are still in effect. Okay? They are in full effect. Every time you hear one of these stories about a commercially white Caucasian killing an unarmed, commercially black melanated person, they are using the Christian black codes on you. Unbeknownst to you, if this commercially white Caucasian tells you to freeze and you flinch, you have disregarded the request of the commercially black or the commercially white Caucasian in this uniform, and they can legally shoot and kill you because you did not heed the warning, because you accidentally flinched. Okay? This is the shit the grave danger you're in carrying around this commercially black status. Okay? All right. Black codes. Now, it's a Wikipedia page. Let's see. Right. I'm not going to go into that. It'll be in the description box. I suggest for us all, we need to find any information we can on these black codes so we can educate our children on these matters, because they're in danger. Remember, they're talking about putting guns in the hands of school teachers, commercially white Caucasian school teachers, and their nigger ass motherfucking servants that are helping miseducate our children. They're gonna put guns in the hands of these people. What the fuck you think they're gonna do with them guns? Oh, I asked her to sit down. She wouldn't. I feared for my life. Pow! Oh, he raised his hand wrong. He approached me wrong. I feared for my life. Pow! I asked him to sit down. He looked at me wrong. I feared for my life. Pow! Because a commercially white person does not have to respect the rights of a commercially black person. They show you this every day because it is a clear case of black and white in law. See, once you start studying this type of information, you'll start catching these phrases, these terminologies. They've been throwing them around. We've been all hearing this, you've been hearing these things all our lives. We've been hearing these things all our lives, excuse me. We just didn't know what they mean. Now, I'm here to help you understand what they really mean. You need to study thyself approved. The Most High says, study my law, statute, and commandments. All right? Study thyself approved. You must correct your status. You must restructure yourself in this commercial environment and pull yourself from under the jurisdiction of this corporation. All right? Let's see. Now, share some other information with you. We're going to dig into 27, Code of Federal Regulation 72.11. All crimes are commercial. All right? Commercial crimes. Any of the following types of crimes, federal or state, offenses against revenue laws, burglary, counterfeiting, forgery, kidnapping, larceny, robbery, illegal sale or possession of deadly weapons, prostitution, including soliciting, procuring, pandering, white slavery. I want you to pay attention to that white slavery one. Remember, white slavery was passed in the 1900s. All right? It's a point in time a lot of people brothers was catching cases, white slavery cases, and they didn't know why. Okay? It's a commercial crime. All right? Now, a lot of you, it falls under pimping and pandering and things of that nature. Excuse me, it's not funny. Of course, nowadays they call it human trafficking. All right? But just keep that in mind. White slavery, the law, that law was passed in the 1900s. Just keep that in the back of your mind as a puzzle piece. All right. Keeping house of ill fame and like offenses, extortion, swindling, and confidence games, and attempting to commit, conspiring to commit, or compounding any of the foregoing crimes. Now check these last two out. Addiction to narcotic drugs and use of marijuana will be treated as if such were a commercial crime. Okay? Just to show you how deep in this shit you are. You know how many people are addicted to narcotic drugs? I mean, people are addicted to narcotic drugs, period, on both sides of the fence. All right? How is being addicted to a narcotic drug a commercial crime? How is that possible? When it is this beast, this system is the one who putting these drugs out there on the street. Okay? How is it possible that being addicted to a narcotic is a commercial crime? Then smoking marijuana, a commercial crime. Okay? All right? So that just go to show you. You walking around here, I see this all the time. I'm driving up and down the interstates. You know, from my vantage point, sitting in a truck, I look down, I can see everything in your car. Everything that goes on. I see all kind of stuff. And I see this every day. People openly, publicly, doing their thing, getting high. All right? And unbeknownst to you, if you get pulled over, it's a crime. You're going to get charged. It's a commercial charge. Okay? And essentially what it is, it's a tax. All charges are taxes. All taxes are charges. All right? We'll get at that at a later time. But I just wanted to share that with you. So you need to check that out. That is 27 CFR 72.11. All crimes are commercial. Okay? There it was. Excuse me. Dred Scott decision. So let me read this part right quick. Again, you should definitely be educating yourself on this decision. Taney wrote, in the majority decision, In the opinion of the court, the legislation and histories of the times and the language used in the Declaration of Independence show that neither the class of the persons who had been imported as slaves nor their descendants, whether they had become free or not, were then acknowledged as part of the people. It's the U.S. corporation, part of the people, nor intended to be included in the general words. In that memorable instrument, which is the Constitution, they had for more than a century before been regarded as beings of an inferior order and altogether unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations, and so far inferior that they had no rights which the white man was bound to respect, and that the Negro might justly and lawfully be reduced to slavery for his benefit, right? Because for whatever reasons, we were made a part of the corporation as chattel property, and we carry this black status. You must correct this status. You must rescind these contracts, okay? Of course, we'll get, a lot of you are on that journey right now. A lot of you are new to this information, all right? I can point you in the right direction, of course, but you definitely need to, or I strongly suggest you consider changing your status, okay, to reflect yourself as the Aboriginal. So I'm going to shoot you another scenario, okay? You get a new group of assholes that come to collect from the current assholes, right? Now, you are chattel property to the current assholes. The new assholes come, right? War with the current assholes, and they want what's owed to them. All right? Okay? You're a part of what's owed to the new assholes because you are property. All right? Okay? So if you don't change that to reflect and put yourself, protect yourself on an international level, and get out of this slave status, you're going to become chattel property to the new assholes because you were chattel property to the old assholes. So when the new assholes come to collect, you belong to the new assholes because you sat around and listened to people that told you, oh, you don't have to correct your status. You don't have to do none of this paperwork. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You're out your fucking mind. This proves you have to do, and excuse me for cursing, this proves you must correct your status. Okay? All right. So, again, I just wanted to give you a recap. All right. I'm studying the secure party creditor process. All right. I have a lot of information on that. I myself am studying how to operate privately, how to utilize a trust to operate out of. Okay. Working on nationality. I did a video on that explaining, giving you the definitions on nationality and creating societies. So let me just say this. Nationality, okay? According to the United Nations Declaration Rights of Indigenous People, the American Declaration Rights of Indigenous People, as well as the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights, you have a right to a nationality, right? Via those declarations, you have the right to self-identify. Now, a lot of you are not going to be able to tie yourself back to these tribes that are recognized, right? And that's because of the way things were done, things were written up. Now, some of you can, and you have to solicit, if you go to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, it explains to you on the process of how to tie yourself back to that tribe. And basically, you have to solicit membership through that tribe. Okay? Now, a lot of you are not going to be able to do that because of the way your history is, your family history is. Now, I'm reminding you that through these declarations, you have the right to self-identify. You have a right to a nationality, meaning you have a right to be amongst like-minded individuals, a society of like-minded individuals, okay, a body of politic who have your best interest at heart, okay? You have a right to that. But you're the one who has to declare that and put it on the record. Remember, the truth must be expressed in the form of an affidavit. Remember that. You know, if you're studying this law, you will understand how powerful an affidavit really is. But he or she who doesn't exercise their rights, you have no rights if you don't exercise your rights. You have the right to self-identify, okay? As I tell my sisters, you know, and brothers as well, this is about rebuilding and restructuring. Y'all remember the brother Ray Watson, the spokesperson for the Poconos from the Northeast, in the video that they put out exposing Hemok Shulap of NAAIP, and you hear the brother say, we now understand the law. We now understand how we must operate. And look, they're in negotiations on getting back their land. I mean, you know, that says a lot. Again, you hear that brother say, we now understand the law. We now understand how we must operate. Okay? Carrying around this black status, this commercial black status in this environment is not going to help you. There is no remedy in that. It was all a trick. That's it. So I think that's it. You know, again, I just wanted to share with you that I'm still here. You know, I know I'm still getting people subscribing and things like that. I haven't made a video in a while because I've been studying myself. You know, when people ask me and you know about information, I want to be able to make sure I give you the proper information because you should be seeking remedy. And I'm gonna leave you with this. You got a lot of brothers and sisters out there trying to find their way. You know, you got a lot of brothers and sisters out there who are sharing information. Okay, a lot of brothers and sisters are sharing history. Okay, I have nothing against the history. We must know the history. However, the history is not going to do you any good if you're a slave. How you going to free yourself? How you going to free yourself with the history if you're still a slave? All right? So anybody that's sharing information with you, if you're taking the time out of your day to sit and listen to these people, what remedy are they offering you at the end of all this information? You know, I've been in the same circle with a few different people for about 2 years now, okay, on my journey. And the circle of people that I'm dealing with, we have a remedy. It's not my remedy. It's not the remedy I made up or found. What I'm saying is, through the research and studying, we have a remedy. And so I'm going to leave you with this. If the people you're following or subscribe to, or whatever the case may be, cannot offer you a remedy, a solution to the problem, or they're not dealing with the elephant in the room, you're just wasting your time. You're just wasting your time and you're not going to get anywhere. Okay? You can take it for what it's worth. I'm showing you, as well as other people are showing you, you are in grave danger carrying around this black status, this black commercial status. It's not going to do you any good. Okay? So, with that being said, nationality, secure party creditor process, operating privately, trust law. Okay? That's where you want to be at. The law. Study the law. Study thyself approved. Okay? Remember, the truth must be expressed in the form of an affidavit. He or she who doesn't exercise their rights has none. Okay? Don't be one of those persons. Don't be one of those people. All right? Okay? So again, study thyself approved, get at this law. I'll be seeing y'all soon. Once I'm able to put together all this information and present it properly so there's no confusion, I will do so. But again, this is just a recap to let everybody know I'm still here. I'm still studying, because I want to be able to share this information with you, but I want to be able to present it to you so you can understand it and keep it moving. All right? Remedy. It's about remedy. Stop wasting your time with people who are not offering you remedy at the end of the day. Okay? All right? All praise and glory to the Most High. Hey, Yad hey, Wah hey, Yad hey. Barakah, Hashem Iyawa.